Hi guys, welcome back to yet another episode of my job searching series. If you're new here, I'm basically just documenting my job searching series, the vulnerabilities, the ups and downs. And yeah, welcome to episode 3, and thank you so much for watching the previous. If you haven't watched the previous, please go back and watch the rest for this episode to make sense to you. So I just received my rejection email. Yeah, if you watched my previous videos, you saw that I had gone to an interview, and then I did not make it past that stage. If you're applying for jobs, first of all, hugs. And today the very thing that I want to talk about is like the death by 1,000 cuts when it comes to job searching. And a lot of people think that being rejected, when you receive that email, we are sorry to inform you, while your skills were very impressive, we regret to inform you that you decided to go with another candidate. People always assume that that's the worst thing to ever happen to you when you're looking for a job. It's not. There's other tiny little death by 1,000 cuts, things that happen to you and they really do traumatize you. But then also you can't be mad at them so much, because anyone would wonder, why are you so mad? And those are the things that I want us to talk about today. And so if you're job searching, I'm sending you so many hugs. I know it's very difficult. I can imagine it's really difficult, because it's actually difficult to me, and I'm looking for a job when I actually do have another job. So I'm imagining when you don't have a job, been there, done that, bought a t-shirt, went to the concert, didn't like it. That is very gruesome. And I keep on saying that job searching is more likely to drive you mad more than end lines. I am telling you, nobody can convince me otherwise. The level of stress that your brain goes through when you're looking for a job and when you're constantly getting rejected, you're this close. I'm telling you, if you're looking for a job, just check on your mental health, because you're this close to walking outside and you start collecting papers. I'm not even joking with you. Job searching is closer to madness than you think. I saw another person say that love is close to madness than you think. No, it's not love, it's job searching. Job searching is closer to madness than you think. 1 minute you're applying for the job, the next minute you're on the road collecting papers because you've run mad. Job searching is always like that. I don't have a list, so I'm just going to be talking about them based off of my personal experience. When someone asks you, so what do you do when you're looking for a job, that thing really triggers you so much more than even the rejection email. Because what do? I look for jobs. I'm looking for a job. Kazi yangu ni kutafuta kazi. So definitely that is what I do. And when there's a time I was looking for a job and I did not have a job during that time, and when someone will just ask you, so and they mean no harm, and I know very well they mean no harm, but intention does not equal the effect that I'm feeling, okay? And I don't know how to go about it. I'm not an expert of feelings, so I don't know. And there's this time that I was looking for a job some years back when I didn't have a job. And thank God for 2026, so we can say some years back. And I didn't have a job. And every time someone would ask me, so what do you do these days? I would feel so sad, because what can I tell you? What can I really tell you apart from optimizing my CVs every single time? That's the very thing that I am doing. There's really nothing else that I am doing. That's the thing that I'm doing, looking for a job. That's my job. But two things can be truths, okay? You could be proud of your friend for getting a job, but also, when is it going to be my turn? And everyone keeps on saying, clap for them until it's your turn. Clap for them until it's your turn. But surely, when you've been clapping for 3 years, it's not funny. It is not funny, guys. I'm sorry. I've been clapping for way too long. When is it going to be my time? When you've been clapping for 6 months, that's okay. But when you've been clapping for others for 1 year plus, you're clapping for people when they are getting jobs, even clapping for them when they're getting promotions. The same people are getting new jobs, and you're just there, and everyone is like, hey, you should clap for others until it's your time. I'm telling you, clap for others, that's for sure. Clap for others until it's your time. But when you've clapped for long enough, that thing messes with your entire being. And it's not jealousy. The word is not jealousy. It's the mental exhaustion. Why is it happening to everybody else and it's not happening to me? And that's now you get the gist of this episode. That's what I call now the death by 1,000 cuts when it comes to jobs. The rejection from the HR or from the AI ATS checker, whatever, that is just that's like a tip of the iceberg. The daily life interactions with people, that is the one that kills you the most, not even that rejection. Another one is when you tell someone that you're interviewing and then they keep on and my mom is a culprit of that, but I told her to stop. When I tell you I'm interviewing for like a role, why do you keep on asking me any updates? That hurts me the most, because you think you want the job more than I want the job. There's a time I told me about that. Mom, you think I have to lower my voice because I wasn't shouting at her. You can't shout at an African mom. I said, Mom, you think you want that job more than I want that job? Why do you keep on asking me any updates every morning? I just finished the interview 3 hours ago. What do you mean any updates? There's no update. If I get a job, I will let you know. Okay, I will let you know. And here's the thing, because I don't want to tell 10 people that I'm interviewing for a role, because if I tell 10 people that I'm interviewing for a role, then that means that I have to go back to 10 people to tell them also that I didn't get the job. Do you know what that does to me? It makes me feel bad. Okay. And then another thing is, when you're applying for jobs, I promise you, people think watu wanakuonanga kama ng'ombe. People think you don't use your brain. That's all I can see. People think you don't use your brain, because I could have applied to 700 and whatever jobs, and someone would still come and say, have you tried LinkedIn? Have you tried LinkedIn? Have you tried this creator? Have you also tried doing your CV like this? Because you know what people assume when you're not getting a job? That is your fault. That you are the reason as to why you're not getting a job. You're not looking hard enough. You're not utilizing LinkedIn. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. That's what people assume, and that thing really messes with someone's psychology, because I am already feeling incompetent by the fact that I cannot use my skills to get my job. I've not been able to land a job. I'm already feeling very incompetent. So there's no reason for you to come and add for me more trouble and more drama and start making me feel like I'm not looking. Yes, I have applied through LinkedIn. Yes, I have DM'd those recruiters and they don't want to open my messages. Yes. And I know someone will say, the problem is just want to be a victim. No. The problem is people need to mind their own business. Okay, in this era of AI and YouTube, trust me, I have the recruiter advice on my tips. When you're looking for a job, I promise you, even if you wake me up at 2 a.m. and you ask me what is one thing that someone should put in their CV, I will tell you. I know all the recruiters' advice and limbo and every single thing. I have tried all those things, Jessica. I have tried them. They are just not working for me, and I am sad right now. Okay. Don't add sadness to me. Another thing is like, send me your CV. Let me see what I can do. I'm just gonna tell you, if you don't have a job, there are people who genuinely have a job connection and whatever. But if you don't have any job connections, and you know very well genuinely that you don't have any job connections, please don't ask for my CV, and don't ask for anybody's CV, because that's very demonic. That is actually very demonic, to think that you could go there and ask for someone's CV and you know very well you don't even have a job for them. You don't even have a job for them. Okay. And also, can you please be more specific? Because I don't want to appear like I'm ranting. Can you please be more specific? If you say, send me your CV, what kind of CV do you want me to send you? Because my CV is in fintech. You're working in a government office. How is that going to work? Are you working in a fintech company? Do you know anybody who works in a fintech company? No, you don't. So why do you want me to send you my CV? Why? There are ways you could be there for people who are looking for jobs without having to ask them all these kind of things and having to put them in these awkward positions of, the thing that is killing us when we are looking for a job is the hope. It's the hope that is killing us. So don't give me a grain of hope that I could be landing a role. And then kwanza, when it comes to hope, let's talk about when you're planning your fictional salary. When you go for an interview and like you get to have that conversation, and then you ask, how much is this salary offering? And then they are gracious enough, and then they tell you how much they're offering for that salary. And now you've already started planning. And now you've already pictured the house that you're going to be living in, the way the windows are going to look like, the shears, your morning routine, what you're going to be having, the gym you're going to be going, the fridge you will buy, the couch color you will buy, and then they give you that rejection. What's hurting? I want you to know that it's not that rejection. it's the grief of the life that I had planned in my head using that fictional salary. So please, when you interview, please don't plan for that salary. Do not plan for that fictional salary. It's going to hurt you. Okay, plan for that salary once you get an offer letter. Don't plan for that salary before, because it's gonna hurt you, babes. It's gonna hurt you, I promise you. Another death by 1,000 cuts. This is not common to everybody, maybe some girlies and whatever. This applies to me personally. Okay. When I don't have a job and I'm looking for a job, when I don't have a job, that means that I don't have any money coming in. Okay, I'm not a nepo baby. I don't have any money coming in. I cannot be romantically involved with anybody. I can't, because everything that you do to me feels like a charity case all of a sudden. Maybe that's something I need to unpack in therapy. Maybe that I need therapy for that. But here's my thought process. When I have a job and someone says, and a guy tells me like, yeah, no, let's go for lunch, I'm always like, yeah, bet, let's go. And when they pay, my attitude is gratitude. I'm grateful, but also like, yeah, as you should. Like, yeah, I don't see a problem with you paying that for me, and I have my own money. So it's like, yeah, I'm just letting you pay. It's not that I couldn't, I'm just letting you pay. But you see, now when I don't have money, hey, if there was a bigger one than thank you, I would have said it. If there was a big, oh, thank you very much, thank you. I'm there searching, what is a much bigger one than thank you? You know, gratitude when you have and gratitude when you don't have, those are two different things. Like, it gives off two different vibes. Because Nico, when you're doing something for me and I don't have a job, I'm like, yeah, what can I do to repay you? Okay, not that. Hey, and I hope nobody is doing that to pay for lunch. Babes, the colonizers have left. You can just say thank you and keep it moving and keep it packing. You don't have to, you don't have to do that. You do not have to. It doesn't matter how broke you are. Nothing warrants that. Okay, you don't have to do that. But like, there's that like indebtedness, like you feel like I'm so indebted to you now, and like, sasa wenda kuambia thank you aje, and stuff like that. Now all of a sudden, like, I feel like it's a burden. It's a burden. When you have your own money, it doesn't even matter how much money you're making. You could be making 20k, 30k. Kupianga some confidence, even in like social interactions. Like, you go there, you're telling people, yeah, let's go for you're telling your man, let's go for a getaway. Obviously, you're not gonna pay, but like, let's go for a getaway. You're planning, you're on top of things, you're doing this, let's do this, let's try this. But when I don't have money, I'm just minding my business. I'm not disturbing anybody's son. I am just like, yeah, I don't want to be a burden to you. I don't want to be a burden. It's not a burden when I have. It's a burden when I don't have. And so when people ask, yeah, would you ever date a broke man? Like, me, I extend grace to people when I don't have money. I'm not trying to bother anybody's son. I'm not trying to be all up in your business, telling you to go and stuff like that. When it's my turn, I need the same grace, okay? And then also, when you don't have a job, you have a lot of time. I'm not going to say idle, but like, you have a lot of time. When I'm working and I text you in the morning, like, for example, when I'm working and I text you in the morning, and then the normal good morning, you just sleep well, yeah, I slept well and whatever, that's that. I don't expect anything else. Maybe during the afternoon, the check-in afternoon, then at night when people are now from work and you're like, getting comfortable for bed and whatever. You see, when I don't have a job, when all I have is time, I will text you 24/7. I demand some level of attention, and then obviously it's not feasible because you're also working, and that causes a strain, and then there's just a lot of pushback because I need attention because I have time. You can't give me that attention because you're busy grinding and hustling, and so there's that imbalance, and like, we're not relatable to each other because now you're telling me that you're busy. I don't understand what you mean. What do you mean, sir? So for me, I can't because like, that's why I'm telling you I can't get involved with people romantically, because I feel like it's not only just a burden financially, it's just a burden even psychologically. And then this one hits very personal to me, because when people tell you just take any job, that thing triggers me so much. When someone tells you just take any job, what do you mean just take any job? What do you mean just take any job? I don't like that kind of mentality. I don't like it. It comes from a good place, but I don't like it. Because what do you mean take any other jobs? Can't you see I'm trying to be, like, say, in tech? Can't you see I'm trying to be in digital marketing, or I'm trying to be in fintech? What do you mean take any job? I don't want any job. Do you know what taking any job means to me? It means that I have to endure like 2 years of something that I don't like. So that, no, I can never stand behind that. And I feel like I need to do a specific job searching episode for things you should not say to people who are looking for a job. I think I should say that. I should do an episode of that. Yeah, I will actually do an episode of the things that you should not be telling people who are looking for a job. Another death by 1,000 cuts is how incompetent you start to feel. Oh my God, I don't even know what that is, because it's very internal and you start feeling very incompetent. Because what do you mean? I've done 9 interviews multiple times. I've done like 150 interviews. Okay, that's just a figure. Man, if you're doing 150 interviews and you're not landing a role, please, I'm begging you in the name of Christ, check on your interviewing skills, okay? 150 interviews is a lot. But like if you're doing like multiple interviews, like a lot of interviews, and you're not getting a job, you start, and like you get to the finishing line and they're like, yeah, it was a tight race between you and another person, and we just decided to go to another person. That doesn't mean though you're not competent, okay? In fact, we regret to inform you, it doesn't mean that you're not competent. It just means that the talent was very, and you keep on hearing that a lot, and then you start feeling very incompetent, like, oh yeah, maybe, the devil is a lie, I'm telling you. And you start hearing those things, in your head, like, maybe I'm incompetent and whatever, and it slowly starts to dim your skills, and because outside people know that you're skilled, and they're like, but you're too good at that, why are you not employed by now? But you know the battles that you're facing. Another death by 1,000 cuts, which is very personal to me, because one thing about job searching is you have to believe in something, and I'm not joking. You have to believe in something, even if it's a plate. You have to believe that there's something greater than you. There's a higher power than you, even if that looks different to everybody. For me, it's Jesus Christ. For any other person, it could be a plate, it could be a treat, it could be the universe, you have to believe that there's a higher power. You cannot just road dog that. You cannot just go with the checks, because you have so many questions when you're looking for a job that you can't even imagine. And the death by 1,000 cuts is that nobody talks about how your faith, like the correlation between your faith in God and job searching, the way job searching hurts your faith in God. It really does. And this is from a personal experience. I may not give you all the details, but I will later in future videos. Faith, and I should do a specific episode on how faith, like how job searching affects your relationship with God. Like, it really messes that relationship up big time. And when you're looking for a job and everybody is telling you, in God's timing, he makes things beautiful. I know, but Eloi, when is your perfect time? Can't you see I'm suffering? Can't you see I'm almost becoming an atheist because of this job searching? Like, when someone is telling you that, and like, and like, the thing with job searching, especially if you're a believer, is reconciling the goodness of God and whatever it is that you're going through. Because at one point you're really mad at God, because can't you hear me? How many times do you want me to? Which prayer do you want me to pray? Because you surely you're the God. Surely you're the God who parted the Red Sea. Surely you're the God who never loses. You're the God who healed the woman with the issue of blood. You're the God who raises the dead. What do you mean? Just a job? For crying out loud, God. You literally use the universe as your footstool. And I've been praying to you, I've been asking you for this job, and it's not coming through, And people keep on telling you, hey, count it all joy. Those are people who are speaking from privilege, because when it's always like, count it all joy until it's your time to actually count it all joy. And then you wake up and you realize that you can't count it all joy. And someone will come from the bush and start, I'm telling you, it's come from the bush, because we as believers, we can be very insensitive. Someone will come from the bush and tell you that, even Job went through that and there was restored, and then he was restored. But at least Job had it all at once. So twice as much restoration made so much sense for Job, because 2 times losing whatever amount of kids, like 2 times losing 70 cows, it's 140 cows when it comes to restoration. I have nothing. 2 times 0 is 0. So restoration from what angle exactly? Because I didn't have nothing. I haven't lost anything. I don't have it to give with. So what do you mean restoration? Like, baby, what I'm looking for is not restoration. What I'm looking for is even the start of the thing that I will be restored later when it gets, that kind of stuff. And like, it just messes with your mind so much. Like, you start being so mad at a good God. Like, and I've told you, the thing with job searching and faith is that you can't reconcile the goodness of God and the lack that you're currently going through. But one thing's for sure, 2 things for certain: God actually does pursue us relentlessly. And if you are there and you're really mad at God, to be really honest, I don't even have the answers for you. I don't have any answer for you other than to just empathize with you and to just tell you that whatever it is that you're feeling, the anger that you're feeling towards God, valid. Like, it's really valid. That's what I can say. And also I can tell you that God pursues us relentlessly at the end of the day. And so if you have those questions, because let me just have this podcast go to that trajectory. If you're having those questions, if you're negotiating, truly there can't be God, because if I've looked for jobs like this for 2 years and there's really nothing, if I've been praying to God, I've been fasting to God, and I've been doing all these things to God, and like nothing is happening, I'm really mad at God, I'm going to tell you something very unconventional. Go and tell God exactly that. Tell God you feel mad at him. Tell him that you feel very shortchanged, that you're feeling like you're crashing out, you're feeling like there's no way out. Ask those hard questions to God. God is not intimidated by your questions. I know we've been in churches where we've been told that you should never question God. Go and tell God exactly what you're feeling. Okay? Leave what you've been told about God. Leave that alone. Go and tell God exactly what you're feeling. For those that believe in the plate, I don't know what to tell you. Go and tell the plate. Okay? For the atheists, your work is even easier because you don't even have to tell anyone anything. You just have to go on with your life. But like, go and tell God whatever it is that you're feeling. Okay, and I promise you, when I have like the right words, right now I don't have the right words, and I will share my own personal experience and how my previous job searching and previous episode of my life, the way it affected my relationship with God so much. I will tell you every detail, not today, but one time in one of these episodes, I'll actually tell you how that works. You know when you sing that, like, I will praise you, God, when I have nothing. Where? wait until you have nothing. You question every little thing. Like, you question it so much, you're so much repelled by everything. Now, by the way, come you're there and you're saved, and your friend is going through something like searching for a job and not getting for a job, stop sending them the verses. Okay, don't send them those verses. That's someone you want to share with your friend, don't share it. Watch watu go through their emotions and whatever, because in Christianity we like to be very, it is well, yeah, it is well with my soul, it was God's will, it's just God's will. But where there's a thorn in the flesh when it comes to all these things, but we'll unpack those ones in like a different episode. But God is good all the time. God is good. Sometimes we say that because we believe it. Sometimes we say it over and over and over and over again until we believe it. But both times, God is good. And then lastly, now, as we wind up this episode, it's like the decision fatigues. I don't think you've ever had to make a lot of decision as when you're searching for a job, because now you have to go through the job description, you have to go through like, am I fit for this job, and then you have to go to the CV and start editing that out and whatever. That decision fatigue is really a lot. That kwanza is a death by 1,000 cuts, because you just feel so tired. Do you know sometimes, like, when you apply to like 3 jobs and whatever, and then you feel like your brain is almost bursting because of the teensy wincy decisions that you've had to make during that. Yeah, that is also really, what is that? And for that, what I can tell you is, please, the colonizers have left. Use ChatGPT, use Gemini, make your work easier. Okay, make your work easier. If they're gonna use those ATS checker things, hata wewe ingia in those tools and also use those tools. And lastly, Now, lastly, for real, not knowing how you consider yourself in profession. Like, for example, I know very well that I'm a data analyst, okay? But like when I'm not working, do I still say that I'm a data analyst, or do I just keep quiet? That one, I find it to be very hard during that time when I was looking for a job, because Nico, okay, I know I'm a data analyst, but when someone says, so what's your profession? Like Nico, like, yeah, can I still say that I'm a data analyst even though I am jobless? But then, I came to realize that, what, you're an adult, nobody's gonna come and beat you at home. Do you want to tell people you're a pilot? Yeah, tell people you're a pilot. Do you want to tell people you're a data analyst? Tell people you're a data analyst. Nobody's going to come home and like beat you, and that shouldn't even be a point of shame. Just because you're not working, you're a data analyst because you do data analytics stuff, okay? Whether you're on duty or you're off duty, it doesn't really matter. You're still a data analyst. You're a digital marketer. Even when you're working or you're not working, you're still a digital marketer, because if I give you a job right now, see, you will do it. When you will do it as what? So you'll just do it as a digital marketer. So yes, you're a digital marketer. So walk tall. You're a digital marketer, but like, yeah, that identity shift. I know I'm saying it easier said than done, but like that identity shift really makes someone feel some type of way. The other thing is like feeling like you've wasted time. And this is the one that I'm going to close this episode with. Do you know how you've searched for a job for a very, very long time, and then nothing is opening up, and then you start feeling like you've wasted your time and your youth, and you start thinking, you know what, maybe if I just pivoted earlier and I went to social media management, maybe if I didn't follow this tech passion, I could have been maybe a journalist 2 years ago, and I could have just, they would have, because something is not working. That one kills you every single day, because one, you cannot go back and change time. You can only now love your fate and just keep on going. But that thing, that like, what if 2 years ago I did not write my hello world? What if 2 years ago I did not decide that I wanted to be a data analyst? What if 2 years ago I was just normal? Like, what is that thing that was making me feel like I could have been a data analyst? Yeah, that one. Every time you get rejected, that one comes all the time. Like, you start feeling like, you know what, I really wasted my time. I shouldn't have taken this path. I should have just done something else, something very different. And I want to set you free today. Just because a door has not opened, it doesn't mean that you took a wrong turn at some point. Okay, you really wanted to be a data analyst, you wanted to be a digital marketer, you wanted to be in HR, you wanted to be in whatever field it is that you wanted to be in, and you were bold enough to believe that you could be that thing, and you followed that path, and that is really a lot of bravery. Okay, so look inwards. I know I have talked about the things, the deaths by 1,000 cuts, but there's really nothing that doesn't have a solution. Always look inwards. If you're gonna point a finger at something, just look inwards first. I will tell you, for me, how I look inwards. I normally track my job applications, and I cannot insist this enough. Track your job applications, my guys. Track your progress every step of the way. It's so easy to think that you're applying and you're not applying for jobs. So track your progress. When you track your progress, you are able to tell where you're getting stuck in your job searching journey. If the application to interview rate is like at 0 or like less than 5, definitely your CV has a problem. That's a no-brainer. If your interview to offer, you're getting a lot of interviews but you're getting 0 offers, definitely there's a problem here in the funnel, which is your interviewing skills are not really good. So look inwards and be honest with yourself. It is not every time that life is happening to you. It's not every day you're a victim, Jessica. It's not every day you're a victim. Sometimes it's good also to recognize the role that you're playing in your own suffering, okay? You could lie to everybody else, but don't you dare lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself, okay? Don't lie to yourself. You know very well if you're applying for jobs, if you're not applying for jobs. And I told you, the fact that you constantly think about the process of applying for jobs, you might tend to confuse that with the effort you put in towards the job application. But it's not effort. You're just thinking about it too much. So track your metrics. And I'm working on a job tracker. I'm going to make it available to you, and so you can be using it to track your metrics. Hopefully, in between procrastination and my job that I'm currently working and applying for other jobs and interviewing, a lot has been happening, but that's no excuse, because I still find time to scroll the TikTok. I'm still finding time to text people and call people and go outside. So I will work on that and I'll make it available to you. I know job searching is such a lonely, gruesome process and it can drive you crazy. And so I have created a platform where you don't have to feel alone. If you're feeling like you're very exhausted with job searching or whatever, you can sign up for my newsletter. It's totally free. The newsletter is called Linked Out, opposite of LinkedIn. Yes, you heard me right. So definitely I share my own hacks and struggles that I cannot come here online and publicize them. The job of that newsletter is actually to keep you sane in your job searching. And do you know the cool part? The cool part is that I write back. If you receive my newsletter and you read the newsletter for that day, I normally send it out once a week, and you read the newsletter and you really resonate with it, or it touches you in a way that you need to talk to someone, and then you write back to me, guess what? I write back. If you reply to the newsletter, I'm going to get that email and I'm going to respond to you. So you can sign up for that newsletter. I'm going to link it down in the description box. It's totally free. Job searching is truly very difficult, but you don't have to do it alone. Okay, come there, talk to me, tell me how you're feeling. If I can help you with anything, I will. If it's just been there for you, I will. And with that, thank you so much for getting up to this point. I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.